In today's movie, we look at the comedy stylings of Patty Duke.
Who's going to pay Deputy Grogan's dentist bill for his broken teeth?
Not me. I was reaching to pray to God when your Deputy Grogan accidentally got his face in the way. On behalf of my poor and suffering children, I pray to thee, Sorry. Dear Lord, give me strength to fend.
Today, we look at the 1983 Western comedy September Gun. Patty Duke obviously plays a nun who is trying to start an orphanage for Apache children. Unfortunately, I guess, for her, the local government has not yet massacred all the Apaches in the area, and they are worried that Geronimo will come try to rescue the children, killing any townspeople in the way. But Patty has a plan, and to help her with her plan, she has hired a legendary gunfighter named, help me out, casting crew,
By the name of Ben Sunday.
Ben Sunday.
Ben Sunday.
The Ben Sunday?
Ben Sunday.
Ben Sunday. Ben Sunday.
Ben Sunday.
Ben Sunday. Ben Sunday.
So what exactly is the nun's plan?
My plan is that we will take them to Colorado, where the church has a building and we'll use it as a school.
Bishop did not
Now,
authorize
I can pay you $1 a day
the
for guide
hiring
and
of a
whatever else is
gunfighter.
necessary to get the children there safely.
So Ben Sunday and his nephew Jason,
But I'm your nephew, Uncle Ben.
No, you ain't. You're my sister's son and nothing more and nothing less.
and his sister's son Jason come to town, and they say, no, $1's not enough. I might be old, but I'm still know what I'm worth. And so the nun starts talking shit about him.
Lord, bless this food we eat, even when thy servant appears in the form of a gunman. A sinner, no doubt. A man who has wasted his life. A man who, even at his old age, refuses to repent.
Ben does not find this nearly as funny as I do, and gets the father in a spiteful move to place a vow of silence on the nun Patty Duke.
Father Jerome, is there such a thing in church law as a holy vow of silence placed on a devout person, say like a nun, for instance?
Well, yes.
Put one on her, and me and Jason will take them kids where they're going.
Now it's time for Ben to get a little bit of revenge.
As I was walking down the street, down the street, down the street, pretty little girl I chanced to meet, she was fair to see. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, come out tonight, Buffalo gals. Oh, Jason, I don't think Sister Dulcina cared for my singing.
Ben is not a monster, though, so once he has a little bit of fun, he does trick Patty into talking.
Come on. There's no need of carrying it on. Those children want to hear you talk. Father Jerome would want to hear you talk. I want to hear you talk. Well, if you won't talk, won't you at least hum, groan, snort, cough, whistle? Oh, look out for that snake.
God mercy, where? Where?
It's gone.
Now that everybody's one big happy family, they pull into the small Colorado town of, checks notes, Columbine.
Nice town, Columbine. They's probably arguing about poetry or something.
Okay, I'll admit, not a great first impression. But let's go to the church and see how that looks.
Lord in heaven, have mercy. Thank you very much, sir.
Nun Patty Duke goes into the building and is confronted by Christopher Lloyd with a ridiculous mustache and a madam played by Nancy Kellerman.
Sister?
Yes, this is church property, and you will all have to leave now.
Now, why is that, sister?
I've come here to start a school on this property.
First you tell me I'm on church property, then you tell me you're going to start a school?
I am, and you are. On church property, that is, and so if you will please all leave.
You're kind of pretty for a nun. Hello, honey. I'm Mama Queen.
How do you do? I'm Sister Dulcina, and by the blessings of the Lord and the holy order of the Sisters of Hope, you are all violating the sanctity of a church.
You mean a farmer church. It ain't one now. Forget it.
I'll buy you a drink, lady, but otherwise you better move along.
I think you should listen to him, sister.
I am not leaving until all of you get out of my church!
That did not go as well as Patty Duke had expected, so Ben finds an abandoned barn for the nun, Jason, and orphans to hide in, and he goes in himself and immediately comes face to face with a very flirty Mama Queen.
You're supposed to be quite a man with a gun.
Or without a gun.
Come on, let me buy you a drink. What do you have?
Whiskey.
See you later, Billy Sue. 2 whiskeys, Joe. My name's Mama Queen. Jack Bryan owns this place, but I'll run it.
If you don't mind my saying it, you're a fine, healthy woman.
We get some humorous back and forth as Ye of the ridiculous mustache Christopher Lloyd doesn't believe this old man could be the real Ben Sunday, but eventually he settles on whoever he is does not like him kissing his girlfriend.
But I'd never completely trust a man like you, Mr. Sunday. You got cruel eyes. And curly hair.
I'll let you go. If you ever set foot in this saloon again, I'll peel your hide.
Patty Duke goes to the local general store, but Christopher Lloyd has told the owner not to sell her anything. Nancy Kellerman interferes, and after a sex joke out of nowhere, all the hookers are now nuns.
Billy Sue, this here's Sister Dulcina. She's a real nun.
Boy, oh boy, that's what my mama wanted me to be.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. And I do hope your back feels better soon.
But I don't understand what the problem is.
Getting out. Billy Sue is. And I talked to Fat Lulu. And we're all turning to God.
You're what? What's got into you?
This.
What is it?
Prayer book.
Christopher Lloyd has had enough of this nonsense and interrupts class at the abandoned barn.
E. No, E. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Now let's try the tough one. What are you doing here?
I'll give you $30 apiece for the Apache kids, male and female. I can sell them for work or one thing or another.
Sell them? You most certainly will not.
Then get the hell out of Columbine.
I'm not afraid of you.
You afraid of me now?
No.
Christopher Lloyd, whose character is named Ryan Bryan, along with his kids Brian Bryan and Boomer Bryan, kidnap all the Apache children, and Ben decides now's the time to make the stand. But first he needs one more member of his ragtag group, the local drunk/sheriff.
Get up and dance! Oh, boy! Come on, boy! Come on, dance! Let's go now! Come on! Get up! The dance ain't over yet!
Hey, why don't you let that fella go?
Maybe you'd like to be his dance partner. Maybe not.
This leads to what would normally in a movie be a training montage.
Both hands. Put it up against your shoulder here. Careful, that's the trigger. Now she's going to kick on you, but it won't hurt you. Scatter gun from the hip. Steady it up against there, just like that. Now aim it right at the center of him. And don't, hold it steady. Draw careful and aim good. Fast is important, but get off a good steady shot. And now!
However, it goes so terribly that Ben just decides to do everything on his own and challenges Christopher Lloyd to a one-on-one gunfight.
Me could shoot it out tomorrow. Settle whether you give them kids back and get out of that church.
Maybe I don't fight old men.
Maybe I'm younger than I look.
Where you want to do this fight?
I'll start from up by the livery stable. You start from here. 12 noon.
Just the two of us.
That's right. Then you turn them kids loose and get off the church property.
I'll have you buried, old man.
If you do, put my head west and leave my boots on.
Jason suggests using the boilerplate as armor trick, but it doesn't go well. This ends with Ben entering a obviously not fair fight, and unfortunately for him, Christopher Lloyd watches both of his children get killed. Ben is actually smart enough to know that his friends are going to want to help, so he tells them to hide in the barn and ambush the backup. But by the time they come out, the fight's long been over. There also is a small part where Ben wanders off into the darkness to bang Nancy Kellerman, confusing the shit out of poor Jason.
Wonder where Mr. Sunday's going. Nothing out there to see.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm not worried. I was just passing a remark about how I wondered why Mr. Sunday took it in his head all of a sudden to go for a walk in the middle of the night.
Take care of yourself, Ben.
How do you think I got this old?
Overall, I thought this one was really entertaining. It's a cute little movie. Patty Duke's really funny, has some good moments with Ben in it. Nancy Kellerman's character's a little all over the place, but it adds to it of her going from madam straight to nun. Christopher Lloyd, it's ridiculous that he's in this movie. He has a terrible mustache. He acts just so over the top. I don't know who thought putting that man in this movie was a good idea. He doesn't really fit, but he doesn't take enough away from the movie to ruin it. As I've already said, this movie stars Patty Duke, Christopher Lloyd, Nancy Kellerman, who's probably best known as the love interest of Rodney Dangerfield in Back to School, and Ben is played by Robert Preston, who is in The Music Man, Victor Victoria, and played Centauri in The Last Starfighter, along with the sheriff, who's played by Jeffrey Lewis, who is in a bunch of Clint Eastwood movies, including Every Which Way You Can and Every Which Way But Loose, and we saw previously in Macon County Line. This movie is directed by Don Taylor, who has 96 directorial credits, including Stalag 17, The Final Countdown, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, and The Island of Dr. Moreau. It is written by William W. Norton, who wrote a bunch of obscure stuff in the 70s and 80s, including Night of the Juggler and White Lightning, with the comedy added in by Johnny Carson writers Hal Goodman and Larry Klein. Thank you for watching one of my few dips into watching westerns, and as always, I shall try to do better next time. Here is a bonus clip from the movie.
Supper's over and dinner's cooking. Old Dan Tucker just stood there looking.
Come on, sister, kick up your heels. It won't hurt you.
I will not.
Oh, you don't know how, huh?
It's against my vows.
I'd forgotten what a shy, retiring creature you were. Old Dan Tucker come to town, riding a billy goat, trailing a hound. Hound dog barked, the billy goat jumped. Come on, Jason. Old Dan Tucker come to town, swinging the ladies round and round. First to the right, then to the left, then to the one that you love best.